Thank you for joining us on the news on Africa News 24 television, your first port of call for timely update from across the continent and beyond. I am LYDIA AJAYI, bringing you the latest developments in politics, sports, entertainment, and more. First, the major headlines. Federal government files suit against former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, over claims of unlawful phone tapping. Peter Obi warns against interference with election results ahead of 2027 general elections. Gazani's cyclone kills 59, displaces 16,000 in Madagascar. And now the news in details. Federal government has filed a case against former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai at the Federal High Court, Abuja, over claims that he unlawfully intercepted the phone communications of the National Security Advisor, Ribadu. The three-count suit filed today relates to statements El-Rufai made during an interview on Friday, February 13, 2026. Count 1 alleges that he admitted to unlawfully intercepting Ribadu's communications, violating the Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2024. Count 2 claims he knew someone else involved in the interception but did not report them to the authorities, while Count 3 accuses him and others of using technical systems to compromise national security and cause fear among Nigerians, an offense under the Nigerian Communications Act 2003. The case is being prosecuted by lawyers from the Department of State Services. Further proceedings are expected in court. In a related development, former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai has arrived at the headquarters of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Abuja today, Monday, for questioning by officials following his invitation by the commission. Ahead of his arrival, supporters gathered at the EFCC office to show support for him. Another group of the anti-El-Rufai protesters was also present at the location. During the protest, security officers fired tear gas to disperse the crowd and prevent tension from rising. The situation was later brought under control and there were no immediate reports of serious injuries.
Hello? People ain't got to punish. Finish work, the dead for nothing.
And in politics, former Vice President and 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi has warned that anyone attempting to interfere with the counting of votes in the upcoming 2027 elections will face serious consequences. Speaking during a public engagement, Obi emphasized the importance of transparent and credible electoral processes, urging all stakeholders, including political actors and security agencies, to respect the integrity of the vote. He stated that efforts to disrupt vote counting or manipulate results would not be tolerated, underlining that Nigerians' democracy relies on the protection of citizens' rights to free and fair elections. Now to some infrastructure stories. The Northeast Development Commission has commissioned new schools, roads and health facilities across Adamawa State. The project aims to boost education, healthcare delivery, and regional infrastructure, supporting sustainable development in the northeastern region. We have more in this report.
Healthcare centers in the Northeast Development Commission (NEDC) has officially handed over several newly completed schools, roads and healthcare centers in Adamawa State, marking a significant milestone in regional development. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Minister of State for Regional Development, Buba Ahmedu, highlighted the strategic importance of the projects in improving social services and stimulating local economic activities.
This government under Tinubu pays attention to provision of livelihood items, life-saving items.
Managing Director of NEDC, Mohammed Akili, said the projects were part of the Commission's ongoing efforts to bridge infrastructural gaps, enhance access to education and healthcare, and improve road connectivity across Adamawa State.
Today now, already what have been regulated from that, and I'm sure some other points around. So this facility has already been unofficially commissioned.
The Adamawa State Governor, who was represented at the event, commended the NEDC for delivering on key development promises, noting that the new facilities will provide much-needed relief to communities previously underserved in education and health services.
Interventions on critical infrastructures that NEDC has been doing, schools, hospitals, roads, and other infrastructures is commendable.
Chairman of the NEDC board, retired General Paul Tafa, stated that these interventions reflect the Commission's commitment to transforming the Northeast region, emphasizing the role of quality infrastructure in driving long-term development.
Let me also thank all the Ikeda people for the support we gave him. Not only that, the soldiers and the police who also helped a lot in making the place safe.
While the commissioning was wildly celebrated, development analysts cautioned that sustaining the benefits of these projects will require continuous maintenance, monitoring, and adequate funding to ensure they serve communities effectively for years to come. Adamawa State NEDC commissions schools, roads, health facilities.
In other news, the federal government has unveiled the BOGA Fund, a strategic initiative to drive the nation's energy transition and economic diversification. We'll bring you more in our next report.
The government of Nigeria has launched the BOGA Fund, a strategic initiative aimed at accelerating the country's energy transition and promoting economic diversification. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, explained that the fund will provide structured financing for eligible projects while ensuring they meet national development and environmental standards.
Our legislation had improved, and our financial sector, our development partners are paying attention to ensure that when projects are submitted for financing or project appraisal, the environmental component is also given attention to. And for us in Nigeria, we have taken some of the steps today to modernize our livestock sector.
Officials explained that the initiative is not intended to disrupt existing economic structures, but to strengthen them, creating opportunities for growth, innovation, and sustainable job creation. Director General of the National Council on Climate Change, Omotenyoye Majekodumi, highlighted that environmental considerations will be central to the fund, with projects assigned for their impact and climate resilience and sustainability.
Nigeria is the 5th country to join the BOGA program. And the launch of this program represents a deliberate and thoughtful response to this moment. It is not about abrupt change or economic disruption. Rather, it is about strengthening Nigeria's ability to anticipate these risks. It will strengthen our analytical foundations for policy making. It will place people at the center of economic planning. Thirdly, it will expand opportunities for women and youth.
International partners have also pledged support, emphasizing the importance of collaborative efforts in addressing climate change while fostering economic opportunities in Nigeria. Norwegian ambassador to Nigerian, Vinbera, said the fund exemplifies how targeted investments can create jobs and advance clean energy solutions.
We cannot continue to exploit the climate. We will be punished, and it will be very, very expensive and a disaster for humanity if we are not able to stop or to limit climate change. So we support this initiative wholeheartedly, and we will of course see also how we can be a partner of this.
Civil society groups welcomed the launch, stressing that with proper implementation, BOGA Fund can transform local economics, modernize key sectors such as agriculture and livestock, and promote environmental sustainability across communities.
What makes the BOGA fund program particularly important is its recognition that economic diversification is not an abstract aspiration, but an urgent strategic necessity.
Experts caution that fund success will depend on transparency, timely disbursement, and proper monitoring to ensure that investments deliver measurable economic and environmental benefits nationwide.
Let's go on a break now. When we return, we will tell you about Warner Bros. Discovery's latest negotiations. That's on business. We will be right back. And now to business. Warner Bros. Discovery is considering reopening sales negotiations with rival studio Paramount Skydance after receiving an improved takeover offer. Members of Warner Bros. Board are currently reviewing the revised proposal to determine whether it presents a better option than its existing agreement with Netflix. However, the board has not yet made the final decision and could still proceed with the Netflix deal. Paramount recently enhanced its offer by proposing a 25-cent per share quarterly payment to shareholders starting in 2027 if the deal is delayed. The company also agreed to cover Warner Bros. $2.8 billion breakup fee owed to Netflix, though it maintained its original offer price of $30 per share, valuing the deal at approximately $108.4 billion, including debt. Both Paramount and Netflix are competing to acquire Warner Bros. Due to its valuable film and television assets. Away from that, oil prices held steady on Monday as investors weighed the potential impact of renewed diplomacy between the United States and Iran against expectations of increased output from OPEC+. Brent crude futures rose marginally by 3 cents to $67.78 per barrel in early trading, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude gained 2 cents to trade at $62.91 per barrel. Market sentiment remained cautious following comments last week by U.S. President Donald Trump, suggesting that Washington could reach a nuclear agreement with Tehran within the next month. On the foreign scene, Cyclone Gezani has killed at least 59 people in Madagascar, leaving 15 others missing and injuring more than 800, according to the National Bureau for Risks and Disaster Management. The disaster has placed 16,428 residents and affected over 423,000 people across the country. Gezani struck just 10 days after a tropical cyclone, which had killed 14 people and displaced more than 31,000. At its strongest, Gezani had winds reaching 185 km per hour, with gusts up to 270 km per hour, strong enough to rip roofs of homes and uproot large trees. Authorities continue to search for the missing and provide relief to affected communities. And in the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said the United States must acquire Iran to give up all of its enriched uranium and permanently halt any enrichment capability as part of any future nuclear agreement. Speaking in Jerusalem, Netanyahu insisted that all enriched materials has to leave Iran and that Tehran must retain the ability to enrich uranium. Iran, however, has signaled that while it is open to compromise, zero enrichment remains a red line. Deputy Foreign Minister Majid Ravanchi told journalists that Iran is willing to dilute its 60% enriched uranium as a sign of flexibility, provided Washington is prepared to discuss lifting sanctions. He stressed that completely ending enrichment will violate Iran's rights under the nuclear treaty. Meanwhile, the United States has increased military deployments in the Middle East, sending 2 aircraft carriers to the region as negotiations continue. And in sports news, President Bola Tinubu has officially declared open the 15th Biennial Police Games in Asaba, Delta State. The event brought together police personnel from across Nigeria to compete in various sporting activities, fostering fitness and morale within the force. We bring you more on this report.
The 15th Biennial Police Games, organized under the auspices of the Nigerian Police Force, kicked off in Asaba with a vibrant ceremony attended by senior government and security officials. Speaking at the opening, Minister of Defense General Christopher Musa lauded the initiative, emphasizing that sports play a crucial role in promoting discipline, teamwork and physical fitness among officers.
Policing, mental alertness, physical fitness, discipline and operational preparedness are not optional virtues. They are fundamental requirements for safeguarding lives and property.
Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborivori welcomed participants and spectators, highlighting the positive impacts of hosting the games on local communities, including increased economic activity and youth engagement.
I want to remind all our athletes of the goal of this biennial event, which is to celebrate strength, discipline, teamwork, and excellence among police officers from all over the country.
Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetoku noted that these games serve not only as a platform for competition, but also as a forum for building stronger interdepartmental relationships and sharing best practices across the police force.
We gather not merely to commence a sporting festival, but to celebrate sport as one of the most powerful forces of unity, discipline and excellence within any professional institution and indeed within a nation.
The event features a range of sports, including athletics, football, volleyball, and other team competitions, with winners earning medals and recognition. Analyst says BOGA also contributes to the overall wellness of officers, ensuring they remain fit for operational duties nationwide.
And on the global scene, Tuchel has signed a new contract to remain head coach of the England national football team until the end of UEFA Euro 2028. The agreement, confirmed by the Football Association, extends Tuchel's tenure beyond the 2026 FIFA World Cup, where he led England to qualification with a perfect record. It also secures his leadership for the 2028 European Championship, which England will co-host alongside other UK and Irish nations. Tuchel, appointed in late 2024, expressed pride in continuing with the team and said he looks forward to guiding the squad at both the World Cup and the European Championship. And now in entertainment, founder of David Christian Center, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo, has spoken out following backlash over his Bible-inspired tattoo, describing comments from some fellow ministers as insulting. Okonkwo drew attention after posting a video of himself getting a tattoo of John 3:16 in Roman numerals on his body. While a few ministers reportedly understood his decision, others reacted critically, where he attributed to religious bias. The cleric criticized those who questioned his actions, arguing that spiritual authority and understanding vary among ministers, and not everyone is qualified to judge others. And finally, Nigerian content creator Kata Efe has opened up about why he no longer attends church, citing concerns over certain pastors' financial requests and the impact it had on his trust in religious institutions. Efe explained that he became uncomfortable with what he described as a recurring pattern in which some clerics cultivate close relationships with congregants before asking for personal financial contributions. He cited examples of pastors allegedly requesting money for food or groceries, saying, before you know, pastor go dey tell you, say, can you give me money for food and many others. While some have applauded Efe for speaking out, others have criticized him for potentially stereotyping pastors unfairly. And that will be all for now. You can follow us for more updates on these stories and others on our website at africannews24.ng. You can as well follow us on all our social media platforms to stay informed and ahead. I am Lydia AJAYI. Good evening.